Well, we've known for a while that Deadpool is going to feature some major multiverse mayhem, but now a new rumor seems to fill in the gaps on how this is going to fit in with Secret Wars, and I have to say, it seems to work perfectly. Let's dive into the story. Well, based on the fact that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine was part of Deadpool 3 from the beginning, we've always known there's going to be some massive multiverse elements working its way into the film. Over the last couple of months, we found out it's going to include multiple alternate realities, many characters from that Fox universe, and even the TVA, and that was followed up by reports that this movie was indeed going to set up Secret Wars. But since then, we've been wondering how all these pieces are going to fit together, and now we have a much better idea on how these variants and different universes are going to come together and tie into the MCU. Now, this report comes from Casey Walsh, and as you guys know, we've kind of got a thing about scoopers here, but I feel like Casey is a little different. First and foremost, he's not an anonymous scooper. He actually puts his name right out there and stands behind his scoops, making it quite a bit different. Also, the guy will admit when he's wrong and back away from things that have changed, which is also something that's severely lacking in the scoop sphere. Now, earlier today, he dropped a big one on us and gave us a big detail on how Secret Wars is going to work and why Deadpool 3 is so important to it. So let's check that out. Deadpool 3 is a lead up to Secret Wars. Realities are collapsing and the TVA is picking heroes from these dying worlds to put them in one universe, New Earth/Battleworld. Wolverine is chosen from the Fox universe and finds an imprisoned Deadpool, and they start their adventure to save Wolverine's dying universe and friends. Now, the fact that we get some clarification on Battleworld is huge, because many people have been wondering how Marvel Studios was going to put together their version of Battleworld. Battleworld was part of the original 1984 Secret Wars, but the version in the 2015 epic kind of gave us a completely different take and had variants from multiple universes all combined into one world. It sounds to me that this movie is going to directly set up the events of Secret Wars and will likely be expanded in Kang Dynasty, but the fact that this is how they're bringing together Battleworld provides so much clarification. Multiple X-Men and Fantastic Four characters are rumored to appear, but the only one that has been confirmed so far is Jennifer Garner as Elektra. There was word that Ben Affleck was there as Daredevil, but it turns out he was on set visiting his ex and their kids, so it's unlikely we'll see Ben suit up as a Devil of Hell's Kitchen again. Now, there are a ton of other characters rumored to be part of this, none of them are confirmed, but I do suspect we will see multiple members of the original X-Men, i.e. Wolverine's friends, as well as the Fox Fantastic Four, and some other unexpected surprises. We also know most of Deadpool's cast is also set to return. It's still unclear how big of a part all these people will have, and layer on the TVA, including Agent Mobius and Miss Minutes, this movie is bigger than almost anything we've heard about in a long time. I think my biggest question about this report is if the TVA is gathering heroes, will they also be gathering villains? We know Cassandra Nova is part of this film, leading me to believe that it won't just be heroes that are rescuing from these various worlds, but it could also be various villains likely to be part of this epic battle that will eventually go down on Battleworld. The Battleworld in the comics had plenty of room for both hero and villain, and I'm really hoping they accommodate that in the MCU because it would make for some really interesting face-offs. Now, as for Secret Wars, we know Secret Wars is going to be super important to Marvel Studios and likely to be the precipice for a whole new version of the MCU. I do find it pretty interesting. At this point, it appears they are basically going to fold the old X-Men into this finale event and then likely reboot the whole thing post-Secret Wars. Honestly, this just makes me more excited, and the scoop itself makes way too much sense to dismiss. I have to wonder if this new Battleworld is somewhat like the realm at the end of time, where He Who Remains as well as Goliath seem to rule the whole world. That gave us a great taste of pieces of multiple universes converging in one spot, and I think should be what we're expecting for the upcoming Battleworld. Exactly who's hanging out there? Well, we're gonna have to wait and see.